The year is 80 AD. Rome is celebrating the grand opening of the Flavian Amphitheatre, a colossal arena of stone and blood. But you aren't here to watch the show. You are a gladiator. To the cheering masses, you are a superstar, a living god of the arena. But behind the scenes, you are property, surviving one sunrise at a time. Your day begins in the shadow of the arena at the Ludus Magnus, the elite training school. The cold morning air is broken by the harsh rattling of iron chains and heavy keys. You step out of your cramped, windowless cell into the stone courtyard. Around you, dozens of other fighters are stretching, their heavily muscled bodies mapped with old battle scars. Breakfast is served, and it is entirely designed to keep you alive and put on protective fat. You eat a thick, heavy mush of barley and beans, washed down with an ash infusion for bone strength. Watching over your meal is the lanista, the gladiator master. He bought you, he owns you, and today, his financial investment will be tested on the blood-soaked sand.
With breakfast finished, you enter the hot, steamy bathhouse. Your body is vigorously massaged with olive oil and scraped clean, ensuring your skin is supple and ready for the armor.
Now, the true preparation begins. You enter the armorium. This is not a standard military armory. It is a warehouse of specialized theatrical lethality.
You are fighting today as a murmillo. You strap on the ochria, a heavy bronze shin guard on your left leg, and wrap your right arm in thick canvas padding called a manica. Finally, you lift the massive bronze murmillo helmet. As it settles onto your shoulders, your vision is instantly restricted to two tiny eye holes. Your breathing becomes loud, echoed, and heavy.
You lift your weapons. In your left hand, the massive rectangular shield, the scutum. In your right, the gladius. It is a setup built for defensive patience and explosive, fatal counterattacks. Fully armored, weighing an extra 30 pounds, you sit in absolute silence. You stare at the stone wall, mentally visualizing every step, every parry, and every strike. A single mistake means death. A priest enters, holding a shallow clay bowl. Before you leave the training grounds, you offer a final prayer to Nemesis, the goddess of retribution and fate. You ask for a quick victory, or an honorable death. The heavy wooden gates of the Ludus Magnus swing open. You are marched out into the midday sun, flanked by heavily armed Roman soldiers, entering the secure underground tunnel that leads directly to the Colosseum. The tunnel grows colder, echoing with the deep, rhythmic thudding of thousands of feet directly above you. The Colosseum is alive, packed with 50,000 citizens hungry for entertainment. The smell hits you first. An overwhelming mixture of sweat, exotic animal dung, burning incense, and the distinct metallic tang of dried blood from the morning's wild beast hunts. You pass by massive wooden cages. Inside, lions from North Africa and leopards from the east pace frantically, their guttural roars vibrating right through the stone floor and into your boots. You reach the staging area directly beneath the arena floor. Teams of slaves are straining against massive wooden winches, lifting elevators filled with beasts and scenery up to the surface. You are ordered into your specific starting gate. You stand alone in a narrow, pitch-black chamber. Directly ahead is a heavy iron portcullis, the only thing separating you from the arena. The roar of the crowd above changes. A blaring blast of trumpets signals the start of the noon combats. Your gate mechanism suddenly cracks, and the iron portcullis begins to rise. You step out onto the sand. The blinding midday sun hits your eyes, forcing you to squint through your helmet grates. The heat radiating off the white sand is immediate and oppressive. Then, the sound hits you like a physical blow. 50,000 voices screaming, stamping, and jeering all at once. The scale of the Colosseum is staggering, a towering wall of humanity looking down at you. You march toward the center of the arena alongside the other afternoon fighters. You halt in front of the heavily decorated imperial box, raising your sword high in unison. You march toward the center of the arena alongside the other afternoon fighters. You halt in front of the heavily decorated imperial box, raising your sword high in unison. The emperor nods coldly, waving a silk cloth. The crowd erupts again. The lines break, and you are led to your designated quadrant of the arena. Your opponent is already waiting. He is a Thraex, armed with a curved Sika blade and a small rectangular shield. His style is fast, aggressive, and unpredictable. For a long moment, you simply circle each other, sizing up the stance. The Thraex lunges. The silence is broken by a deafening crash as his curved blade strikes your heavy shield. The impact vibrates violently through your arm, but your stance holds firm. He follows up with a rapid flurry of strikes, aiming for your unprotected legs. You use the massive weight of your scutum to block every blow, stepping backward deliberately to tire him out. The heat inside your bronze helmet is becoming unbearable. Sweat pours into your eyes, stinging fiercely, and your lungs burn for oxygen through the narrow ventilation holes. The crowd is getting impatient, demanding blood. They scream for action. The Thraex hears them and grows reckless, overextending his arm for a powerful overhead slash. This is the opening you were waiting for. You step inside his guard, drive the heavy metal boss of your shield directly into his visor, and follow through with a swift, brutal thrust of your gladius. The gladius finds its mark, slicing deep into his thigh. The Thraex stumbles backward, his curved sword slipping from his grip as he collapses heavily onto the blood-spattered sand. The fight is over, but the spectacle is not. You stand over your defeated opponent, your chest heaving. You look up past the sand, past the barriers, directly at the roaring crowd. The entire Colosseum is in a state of absolute frenzy. 50,000 people are deciding a man's fate. They are gesturing wildly, shouting their final verdict down onto the sand. You look to the imperial box. The ultimate authority rests with the emperor. He raises his hand, holding the fate of the wounded man between his fingers. The crowd falls into a sudden, tense silence. He turns his thumb down. Pollice verso. The verdict is execution. The crowd screams its approval, demanding a clean, professional finish to the afternoon's entertainment. You turn back to your fallen opponent. There is no hatred between you, only the shared understanding of the code. He offers his neck willingly, ensuring he dies with the honor expected of a true gladiator. The deed is done. The crowd cheers one last time as the attendants dress as Sharon enter the arena to drag the body away through the gate of death, clearing the sand for the next bout. You march back through the winner's gate, the Porta Sanivivaria. You receive your reward, a simple palm branch of victory and a small tray of silver coins. You have bought yourself another week of life. You return to your dark cell, stripping off the heavy armor. Tomorrow, the training begins again. In the world of Rome, glory is eternal, but for the gladiator, survival is the only true victory.